This is the history of protest songs in the United States. Part 3. The 20th Century. In the 20th century, the Union Movement, the Great Depression, the Civil Rights Movement, and the war in Vietnam all inspired protest songs. 1900 to 1920, labor movement, class struggle, and the Great War. The vast majority of American protest music from the first half of the 20th century was based on the struggle for fair wages and working hours for the working class, and on the attempt to unionize the American workforce towards those ends. The Industrial Workers of the World, IWW, was founded in Chicago in June 1905 at a convention of 200 socialists, anarchists, and radical trade unionists from all over the United States who were opposed to the policies of the American Federation of Labor. From the start, they used music as a powerful form of protest. One of the most famous of these early 20th century wobblies was Joe Hill, an IWW activist who traveled widely, organizing workers and writing and singing political songs. He coined the phrase, "pie in the sky," which appeared in his most famous protest song, "The Preacher and the Slave," 1911. The song calls for, "Working men of all countries unite. Side by side we for freedom will fight. When the world and its wealth we have gained, to the grafters we'll sing this refrain." Other notable protest songs written by Hill include "The Tramp," "There is Power in a Union," "Rebel Girl," and "Casey Jones, Union Scab." Another known song of this period was "Bread and Roses" by James Oppenheim and Caroline Colesott, which was sung in protest en masse at a textile strike in Lawrence, Massachusetts during January to March 1912. Now often referred to as the Bread and Roses Strike, and has been subsequently taken up by protest movements throughout the 20th century. The advent of World War I, 1914 to 1918, resulted in a great number of songs against the war in general, and specifically in America against the US's decision to enter the European War. One of the successful protest songs to capture the widespread American skepticism about joining in the European War was "I Didn't Raise My Boy to Be a Soldier," 1915, by lyricist Alfred Bryan and composer Al Piantadosi. Many of these wartime protest songs took the point of view of the family at home, worried about their father or husband fighting overseas. One such song of the period which dealt with the children who had been orphaned by the war was "War Babies" from 1916, with music composed by James F. Hanley and lyrics written by Ballard MacDonald, which spoke to the need for taking care of orphans of war in an unusually frank and open manner. For a typical song written from a child's point of view, see Gene Schwartz, music, Sam M. Lewis and Joe Young, lyrics, and their song, "Hello Central, Give Me No Man's Land," 1918, in which a young boy tries to call his father in no man's land on the telephone, then a recent invention, unaware that he has been killed in combat.